Well, that spooky time of year has rolled around once again,
Is that you breathing?
and in honor of that, I'll be ranking all of the Halloween Fortnite skins from the various Fortnitemares events over the years on a tier list. Keep in mind though, this is just my opinion. Share in the comments how you would rank these Fortnite skins, and without any further ado, let's jump right into the tier list. Starting off with Ghoul Trooper. By the way, this is not entirely organized by seasons. I would actually put her in the B tier. Definitely a classic, iconic Fortnite skin just in general. When it comes to these Scarecrow skins, I will put the first one in B tier. He kind of reminds me of Scarecrow, the Batman villain, in a way. And then the female one, I will probably put in C tier. She did not get a cool hat like him, so definitely is not in the same tier. As for the Skull Trooper skins though, obviously you have to put the original in the A tier, and then the female one I'll also put in the A tier. I actually really like the Plague Doctor. I'm going to put him in S tier. Even though he may not qualify as a sweaty skin, he's just super cool. And I'll put the female Plague Doctor in the A tier because she also looks pretty cool but does not get a cool hat. Moving on to Hollowhead, definitely another classic one that just looks really cool. I'm going to put him in the A tier. Likewise, Jack Gordon, not exactly as good as a face in my opinion, but he is a cleaner skin in terms of his body build, and he does have selectable styles, and his suit looks pretty good, so I'll also put him in the A tier. Staying on the topic of pumpkin skins, Jack Assassin is also pretty good. I'll put him in the B tier. And Chrome Punk was fine. I'll put him in the C tier. I was never the biggest fan, but he was a free skin if you did the challenges. Now we got a classic Zombie Jonesy skin. I'll put him in the B tier. This is a good example of just using a regular Fortnite skin and making a zombie out of it. And it was fresh back then in the old Fortnite days. Then we have this bunny ears lady who I was never a fan of. She's going in the E tier. There is worse.
$5 for utter garbage.
And as for this cowboy pumpkin guy, he's gonna go in the D tier. There's just a little bit too much going on with his suit design and his hat, but not a terrible skin by any means. Then we have the Cuddle Team Leader Zombie skin. I'll put her in the D tier. There's just a lot of better Cuddle Team Leader skins. As for our Day of the Dead skins, they're actually pretty decent. I'll put them in the C tier. Now this Cuddle Team Leader skin is a little bit spooky and disturbing. You know she's been through some battle damage, so I will put her in the C tier. Then we have this one guy named Teef, whose head looks like bubblegum. I love this skin. I'm going to put it in the S tier. But then there's the zombie soccer team skins, and I'm putting them all at the bottom. I mean, who just wants a bunch of default skins zombified? It was fine when they did it with Jonesy originally, but at this point, you're just pushing it like it's enough already. Big Mouth, though, I'm a massive fan of. He has more teethier teeth than Teef.
I think I made myself real clear when I said what I just said.
So I'm going to put him in the S tier. Then we have this ghost-like cowboy guy who I will put in the A tier. Actually a very clean skin overall. And it's a nice use of the color blue that often gets overshadowed when it comes to Halloween. Then we have Peely, or at least half of him. And I'm going to put him in the B tier. I always like Peely skins, and this is a fun one for sure. He has a nice xylophone emote. Then we have the most generic witch skin ever. I don't even know what I'm looking at with this skin here. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a zombie, but it just doesn't really look that good, so it's going in the E tier. Party Trooper is actually really cool though. I'm going to put him in the A tier. It was a nice use of neon to make the different body parts, and it's one of the more unique skins on this list. Most of the other ones are just trying to be monsters and stuff, and this feels a little bit more special. Who can forget the skeleton versions of these classic characters? We got Fish Sticks, which he looks fine. I'll put him in the C tier. I'll do the same for the Hamburger Man and the Cuddle Team Leader. But the Pumpkin, something about his skeleton version looks a little bit better than the other ones. I'm going to put him in the B tier.
Oh, that's nice.
Then we have this female Raven-like Knight or something. I don't really remember her that much, but I'll put her in the B tier. Honestly, a pretty clean skin. The Ghostbuster skins are generic. I'm putting them at the bottom. It's just so dumb how they put a bunch of default skins in Ghostbuster uniforms. I assume they just didn't have the rights to use the likeness of the characters in the movies, which is why they did this. And so that's a little disappointing. But even if that's the case, you could have just made them custom or something like that so people could customize how their character looks. This just feels so low effort and it was a disappointing collab altogether. Who can forget Baba Yaga though? This is a pretty good skin. I'm going to put it in the B tier. Then we have whatever this thing is. I'll put it in the C tier.
It's alright, like.
Now we have the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde skin where he actually can transform into the monster. And for that reason, I'm putting him in the A tier. I love when skins are able to do that. Then we have this very generic pumpkin lady skin. I'll put her in the D tier. Shadow Midas is going at the top of the B tier. Yes, it's another Midas skin, so not super original. But that doesn't mean the skin doesn't look good. And this brings back nostalgia from that Shadow season when people were turning into monsters in Battle Royale. And you could get a victory royale with the monster army. That was a very cool Fortnitemares event, one of my favorites. Now, Colonel Poppy isn't too much of a Halloween skin. I guess he's wearing a popcorn Halloween costume, or maybe that's part of his body, I don't know. But he did come out during Fortnitemares time, and for that sake, I'm putting him at the top of S tier. Best Fortnite skin ever.
Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
You know what's not the best Fortnite skin ever? These zombie superhero skins. We have another round of just generic skins no one cares about. We got to get rid of this low effort garbage. Now we have this ancient Egyptian person. I forgot what the lore behind this skin was. I haven't seen it in a while. But overall, a decent skin. I'll put it in the C tier. This mummy skin, though, is actually pretty good. And I was surprised it didn't come into Fortnite earlier than it did. It's one of the first things that comes to your mind when you think of Halloween monsters. So I'm going to put him in the A tier. Definitely a very good skin. Then we have the zombified version of Drift, who does look pretty good. I'll put him in the B tier. Then we have this Cause Fortnite skin, or whatever he was called. I was never the biggest fan. I don't even really understand what this is supposed to be a skeleton of. Now, Gummy Fish Stick, he may not be spooky themed, but he's candy themed, and that's just as important for Halloween. So I'll put him in the B tier. Overall, a good fish stick skin, but not quite as much customization as I would have preferred. That brings us to All Hallows Steve, a pretty customizable skin, but not a very good one. This is going D tier for me, and the same goes for the other skin. Then we have Blue Skeleton Trooper or whatever. It's okay, C tier. Leatherface is fine, I guess. I'm not even too familiar with this character in general, but he is pretty thick and takes up like the entire screen, so I'll just put him in C tier. As for Frankenstein, this is a classic one. He even has a black and white style. How can you not put this in the A tier? This is what Halloween is all about. And I think this might be Cuddle Scream Leader. Very disturbing, but nice how they mixed skins together to make a zombie. That's actually a creative way to do it, so I'm putting this one in the A tier as well. As for the hand with the eye, very weird, but kind of intriguing. I'll put it in the B tier. This wannabe punk rock skeleton is lame. It goes in the E tier. Colonel Poppy rocked those 3D glasses way better. As for this other Day of the Dead skin, it's not as good as the other ones, and the purple glowing stuff has been done before with so many other skins, so it's just not very original. Bog Stick is one of the best fish stick skins, super underrated. I think I'm going to put him in the A tier as a matter of fact. Then we have this mummy guy who looks too much like the other blue mummified cowboy. Again, it's just not original, similar to some of these other skins, but it doesn't look terrible, so I'm putting it in the D tier. Now, Phantom Meowscles looks okay. I'll put him in the C tier overall. As for Michael Myers, I mean, this is a very good translation from the movie. Obviously, his mask has looked different throughout the years. Sometimes it's more battle damage, sometimes not. But what they went with here is fine. I'm going to put him in the A tier. Definitely an iconic Halloween character. Also, a very great way to celebrate Halloween by bringing the sock monkey into Fortnite back again, but black and white. I'll put this one in the B tier. Who can forget Billy? He was on all those TVs last year during Fortnitemares. He wanted to play a game with me, I think. This is a very good crossover skin that I'm putting in the A tier. Jack Skellington also looks pretty clean. I'm going to put him in the B tier. He is also kind of technically a Christmas skin as well, if you think about it. And then Sally from the same Nightmare Before Christmas movie. I'm going to put her in the C tier. A very good translation from the movie, but just at the end of the day, why would you not pick Jack Skellington? Or even the Pumpkin King for that matter. He has my favorite design, but he's not quite as good as Jack Skellington just because his head is a little bit too big, and I like to be able to see what's going on in my screen without a big pumpkin head in the way. Then we have this super lame werewolf pinata pink thing that I don't even know what this is. It's going at the bottom tier. This is just disrespectful. Get it out of Fortnite. As for Edward Scissorhands, Not a bad skin at all. I'm going to put him in the B tier. And then we have this pumpkin knight guy. I like what they did here because there's a lot of knights in Fortnite that have to have super cool armor, and this guy's is made out of a pumpkin. Let's put him in the B tier. Not the best, but pretty good. Then we just have a generic fall-themed lady skin. Let's put her in the D tier. Not really that significant. Then we have the zombified version of Penny. I was never even a big fan of the original skin, and this one's not great either. It's going at the bottom tier. Now, this new pig-faced butcher guy's skin, I really like this one, and I like how his knife at the side of him serves as his pickaxe as well. I mean, he's going in the A tier, he's great, and it's cool how you could get this skin for free just from doing challenges. Then we have this weird digital face pumpkin that I'm just not the biggest fan of. It goes in the E tier. But as for this big bug guy, I don't know the lore behind this skin, but he does look unique. A little bit too thick for my liking, but still pretty good. I'll put him in the C tier. Our newest Peely skin is fully skeleton and ghost and green. It shouldn't work, but it does. I dig this skin. It's going in the A tier. As for Wednesday Addams, I'll put her in the B tier. Not the biggest Addams Family fan, but hey, they did go above and beyond by having that hand be on her shoulder. What was its name? Was it Thing or something like that? Obviously a copy off of Ben Grimm. Except the Addams Family did come first, yes I know. Art the Clown is a really good skin. I'm going to put him in the A tier. I guess you could say he's terrifying.
Say that again?
I'm not the biggest fan of the spider-legged lady though. I'm going to put her in the D tier. Then we have Semibot, who I did not know even existed before Fortnite. I don't know much about this collab. It is cool how he can change colors and his skin is decent. I'm going to put him in the B tier. And who can forget Poppy Playtime? I mean, that's amazing that he's in Fortnite. It's a little too late at this point though, because back when Poppy Playtime was actually popular, so was the Sussy Among Us Happy Meal at 3 a.m. challenge. Ghostface though, one of those classic villains. Gotta love it. I'm putting it in the A tier. Shaggy Rogers. Something about making his character CGI, especially with his beard, just doesn't look quite as good as it should in my opinion. So he gets to go in the C tier. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to put the rest of the Scooby-Doo characters in that tier. I think they look fine. Scooby-Doo would be higher himself if he actually had a style without that jacket, just his classic Scooby-Doo style. Except Fred, I'm actually going to put in the E tier because something about his face and his clothing just looks a little bit too different from the cartoon. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's just not right. Then Jason from Friday the 13th, he can go in the B tier. Honestly, a pretty good skin. Then we have this one werewolf skin that honestly looks pretty underwhelming. It goes in the D tier. And last but not least, we have the Grabber from the Black Phone franchise, and he can go in the B tier. Overall, that's my completed tier list. Again, share how you'd rank these skins in the comment section down below. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time.